The region is basically quite, how to say, new in the world map. Central Asia emerged after Soviet Union in 1991, and still most of countries are undergoing peace building and state building and nation building, and it's important that these processes are peaceful as well as quite direct, strategic in its nature. My understanding of Peace Nexus and this Nexus part of Peace Nexus, I think it's about connecting different actors to address the same challenge. For example, recently it's a radicalization, what we call religious radicalization and violent extremism. So each stakeholder has some stake on this issue, be it private companies, but of course it's a government as well as civil society organizations. So we are trying to connect these partners. And by very nature of these partners, they are working on different levels. For example, NGOs are very close to the communities, and they work at grassroots level. At the same time, it's important that policies are also sensitive and strategic. So that as a result, we work with the government agencies at national level in order for them also to understand what does it mean to have effective and conflict sensitive peace-building programming, for example, on violent extremism prevention.
Поэтому в 1999 году создали эту исламскую женскую организацию. Она в постсоветской стране единственная, которая бы продвигала бы права мусульманских женщин. И сейчас цель нашей организации – выпустить школу лидеров Мутакалима, да, чтобы эти женщины, девушки-лидеры делали посыл как с точки зрения религии, так и с точки зрения решения социальных проблем.
Биздин дагы бул Жалал Абад облусундагы азыркы окуп аткандагы негизги маселебиз ушу аялдарды көтөрмөлөп жумуш орду менен камсыз кылуу эң негизги милдет болуп саналып атат. Азыр биз ошонун үстүндө иштеп келатабыз Жалал Абадта.
This year we had several incidents in cross-border area, and we can see also a lot of issues related to mutual stereotypes of people and to rise of intolerance and rise of hate speech. And also we can see that diversity in most part is not being considered as an asset, and people tend not to accept different views related to gender roles, let's say. Recently we had actually within the frames of our project we have a program, PV program, we are doing localized analysis to better understand the situation in the ground. Actually, this is also done in collaboration with Peace Nexus.
I run youth NGO Idea Central Asia. We're based in Kyrgyzstan, where we cover the region. We work in Tajikistan and Kazakhstan as well. This is a youth-led for youth organization. We promote youth political participation. We would like our communities, families, and the country perceive young people as equal partners, so we can be engaged in decision-making equally as other members of the community. And that's why we work with young people, building their capacity, so they also know that they have voices, they can generate ideas. At the same time, we build platforms that develop spaces to bring adults and decision makers in local level.
So on my score as resident coordinator, I can only see this partnership grow because the business model is a powerful model that focuses on the agency of national actors and the instrumentality of the UN and Peace Nexus. But we are behind. It's about the country and the people. It's not about us. We are privileged and humbled to be allowed by the people of Kyrgyzstan and their government to support them in their development journey. That's what is fascinating about Peace Nexus, and I doff my hat to them as they celebrate their 20th anniversary of the founding of the organization.
Le contexte au Niger est un contexte de vulnérabilité, mais malgré les difficultés, malgré la pauvreté, malgré le taux de croissance qui est le plus grand au monde, le Niger est en train de développer justement toute cette résilience, toute cette batterie de réponses pour qu'il y ait la paix et la stabilité. Nous travaillons avec des partenaires qui sont à toutes les échelles, je dirais. Nous travaillons avec une institution gouvernementale rattachée à la présidence de la République, qui est la haute autorité à la consolidation de la paix, qui a le mandat d'anticiper, de prévenir, de gérer tout ce qui est conflit à travers le pays.
Avec Peace Nexus, nous apprenons en travaillant. Il y a énormément d'acteurs qui interviennent dans la conciliation de la paix. L'ambition de la haute autorité est d'être un tout petit peu le centre de tous ces acteurs qui interviennent et d'être la coordinatrice un peu. Et Peace Nexus nous a aidés à mettre en place un secrétariat permanent afin de faire ce travail de coordination. Et nous avons, avec Peace Nexus, un partenariat qui nous permet d'ouvrir ces chantiers d'analyse de conflits. Par exemple, dernièrement, je peux faire référence à l'analyse des conflits occasionnés par les exploitations minières. Il a fallu étudier, voir quels sont les acteurs de ce conflit, quelles sont les manières de faire face à ce conflit, et puis faire des recommandations à l'administration pour qu'elle puisse gérer ce genre de conflit.
Nous travaillons aussi avec une organisation de la société civile à la base qui s'appelle SOS Civisme, qui travaille sur le dialogue inter- et intra-religieux, mais aussi qui travaille avec les jeunes au niveau des frontières.
La région du Manga est composée d'un peuple, d'une population qui a une particulière fierté ancestrale sur l'honneur et sur son honneur et sa dignité. La région de Difa avant Boko Haram, c'est une région où la population vivait en parfaite symbiose et cette paix s'est estompée en 2015 avec l'avènement de Boko Haram.
Aux événements de Boko Haram, Difa a été complètement handicapé. Si vous trouvez quelque chose d'anormal, il faut vite prévenir l'armée. Il ne faut pas avoir peur de cette armée. Elle est là pour vous. Et puis on a dit à l'armée aussi, il ne faut pas qu'elle complique les choses, soit disant qu'en tant que Kanuri, ou la communauté Kanuri, ou les gens de la région de Difa sont complices avec les éléments de Boko Haram. Ces gens ne sont pas du tout complices. Ici, je parle des activités civilo-militaires. Parfois, on organise des matchs de football militaires contre les jeunes les jeunes locaux. Tout ça, c'est la cohésion pour attirer les gens des uns aux autres, pour qu'ils sachent qu'ils sont là vraiment pour la même cause.
Depuis qu'on a créé SOS Civisme, on n'a pas trouvé un partenaire qui est intéressé à accompagner le développement organisationnel en tant que tel. Peace Nexus est la seule organisation partenaire de SOS Civisme qui a compris que il faut aller régler les problèmes de base qui font la crédibilité et la solidité du travail que nous faisons. Le dialogue interreligieux au Niger qui a été initié par SOS Civisme pour la première fois a aujourd'hui atteint une dimension nationale. Notre idée fondamentale était de faire des églises et des mosquées des centres d'éducation civique.
Il y a quelques années au Niger, on entendait les questions de terrorisme, d'insécurité, comme dans un film. Et de proche en proche, cette insécurité est arrivée jusqu'à nos portes. En essayant d'organiser d'abord la rencontre des religieux au Niger. Donc cette rencontre consiste à passer 1 ou 2 ou 3 journées ensemble dans un lieu isolé où vraiment on a le temps de se découvrir, de se connaître, de s'apprécier. À chaque fois qu'on crée ces conditions, les gens ressortent avec beaucoup de confiance les uns envers les autres.
Nous avons une organisation de dimension régionale qui travaille dans 9 pays de l'Afrique de l'Ouest, mais aussi du centre, qui est le réseau Bilital Marobé. C'est le réseau des pastoralistes.
La communauté pastorale, il faut dire que c'est une communauté qui a été longtemps marginalisée. Elle se trouve vraiment en faiblesse par rapport à un certain nombre de droits, notamment sur toutes les questions foncières, mais aussi l'accès aux services sociaux de base qui sont limités par la mobilité des éleveurs. Aujourd'hui, de plus en plus, avec l'insécurité, ces communautés sont prises entre les taux de groupes armés et les pays. Peace Nexus, nous avons eu une collaboration certes récente, mais qui a déjà vraiment ses impacts, quoi. Donc le fait même d'avoir quelque chose de très participatif et une co-construction qui nous donne ce plaisir d'être copropriétaire des résultats que nous aurons, font que vraiment nous avons une collaboration dont nous espérons va continuer.
One of the reasons why the Western Balkans program was initiated was the finding or the recognition that although the wars have ended a long time ago, the region is still plagued by political structures that are perpetuating divisions and not helping the region move forward.
So BIH is really the country in the region where you can see the traces of war the deepest, and the ongoing legacy of what happened in the 90s. So it's the most people suffered, there's the most material and economic damage, but also really damage to the social fabric.
Seed of mistrust was planted in people throughout the region, so people don't trust to each other. We use this word now, coexistence. Like we are coexisting. I don't want to coexist. We used to live as brothers and sisters before the war. I want to live as brothers and sisters again. The Network for Building Peace was established in 2010, February 2010, only by 12 NGOs. Today, 9 years later, we are 180 members strong, and we keep on growing. It is different when one NGO is asking for something and when the network is asking. So when we are writing a letter to, let's say, mayor, it is not that small NGO writing a letter. It is network of 180 NGOs is asking for something, and it is different. They can't disrespect us. They can't, say you are irrelevant. Yes, we are very relevant, and they can't argue that this small NGO, it is their fault. It is fault of this network, not this NGO fault. Peace Nexus was one of our first supporters. Peace Nexus was the one who was pushing us beyond our limits. Peace Nexus was the one who was asking right questions we didn't like at the time, but they were the right questions. What do you want to do? How do you want to achieve it? Because asking us not to react immediately, but to think, to consult, and then to react.
So before the war, we had integrated schools, but due to post-war agreements, the education system in Bosnia and Herzegovina is fragmented, is divided. In two cantons in Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, if you travel to these villages or small towns, they didn't have two school buildings before the war. They had one. You will find these buildings shared among mostly Croats and Bosniak students and teachers, but not at the same time. For example, you will find there Croat teachers and students attending this school in the morning shift, starting at 7:30, and they have their own curricula in their school until 12:30 or 1 p.m., and then they leave the school. The school welcomes Bosniaks.
Yeah, well, my first workshop, I'm a pretty shy person, so that workshop was pretty bad for me because I was so nervous, and there were like people from the first shift and I didn't know them, but right now, after 1 year, I know them. They're really good friends, really good people, and yeah, I think it's one of the only opportunities that we have to meet those people from the first shift, because it's part of the school and we can go out in a, I don't know, park or a bar, like people would just stare at you, a lot of prejudice are there, so yeah, I think it's in my opinion, is the only opportunity to meet those people.
This is the problem that we want to refer to try reforming and transforming these divided schools, known as two schools under one roof, into inclusive schools, which would be a good sign and good platform for possible reform and reconstruction of the whole educational system in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Stolac is one multi-ethnic city. The reason why we started to work here because of this school, 2 schools under one roof, and we wanted to help them try to rebuild relationships that they had before the war.
I started with NDC programs in 2nd grade. It affected on my mental health because it helped me to build me as a person. I still remember that one game that we were playing about stereotypes, and after that it was quiet because then we learned how much we judge people. It's a little bit impact of adults that are putting hate in our hearts. They are not supposed to do that. For some people it's weird to put all those children together in the same classroom, but if you come to one class of their program, you will see an improvement immediately.
So many NGOs try to work with these ethnically challenged schools. So these schools didn't trust any NGOs, including NDC Mostar, but by having so much cups of coffee, we are working slowly and step by step, trying to make you more sensitive about these values that we want to teach our kids. And that's how we really and slowly get them on board.
Peace Nexus is totally different. The key word there is partnership. We are partners and we have the same goal, and the goal is to make NDC Mostar a better organization.
Sometimes we feel like the Peace Nexus is part of NDC Mostar, and it's always there, like, you know, helping us stand up and move on and develop more. Peace Nexus approach was very systematic and very detailed. So we discovered a lot of things in our work, organizational work, and in our organizational skills, and even personal skills that we are lacking and that we need to develop more. I didn't realize that we are stronger than I thought, that we can make a bigger impact that I believed before. So it gave us even, let's say, capacities and courage to move on.